Hello all and welcome back to Down the Line. So the itinerary today is I'm at Bletchley station and we're going to see a pair of class 37s. We know we love them, I know I do. However, I'm not on my own. So someone you may recognise, Purple.
How you doing, buddy? All right?
So it's been great to meet him today. We're going to, like I said, see the class 37s and then afterwards we're going to head down towards the new section of East-West Rail over in somewhere called the Blue Lagoon, where there was some line called the Worcester Curve. We'll tell you more about that coming up, but hold tight and welcome back to Down the Line. Right then, so as you've just seen, that 37 was epic. If I had a hat, it would have blown it off. I think yours nearly come off too, didn't it, mate?
It did, mate. Yeah, it was awesome. I love it.
So yeah, like I said, now we're going to head down towards the Worcester Curve. There's not much left, however. However, if you've got the eye for detail, you'll soon see what I mean. So come follow us. So we're just heading into the Blue Lagoon now. Just behind me, as you can see, is a private fishing lake. Now, just on the other side of that, however, is where the old track bed of the Worcester Curve is. So we'll be around there shortly. There's a couple of other bits just rounding the peripheral sidings of this. So we're going to check that out before we head in. But nonetheless, we're not too far away. Not too far away at all. So, behind me is the entrance to the old Worcester Curve. But before we do dive in, we're just going to head up straight and we're going to dive into the bushes, pretty much to see some of the old Fletton bricks still in situ, along with a railway post. And just down here, there is a bridge structure that we're going to have a look at. What was it you called it?
A culvert.
A culvert?
Yeah, where water runs under a road or a railway, they usually, they culvert the water.
There we go. So it's a learning experience for me as well. Did not know that. That's why we do this.
Yeah, look what I got. So, the railways were all made out of railway ash. I mean, you look at the colour of this, right? And where they were calcined on all the iron ore in the area, they had to use that waste somewhere. So they built railways out of it. And there's a perfect sign, look. That is basically slag and railway ash. And this is what the railways are all built on. That's why it looks so black. So that's pretty cool finding that. I like that. I might take that as a souvenir. Yeah.
Who'd have thought there's such railway history just next to your own home? So amongst all the overgrowth here, as you can tell, Mother Nature has totally reclaimed it. But just down here, you've got a few of the old Fletton's bricks. Now, they're marked as Fletton's Limited. However, if you look closely at the bricks, they have different numbers on the right side corners. Purely, they are the kiln numbers. So earlier we saw 41, 35, and this one is 39. So you can just tell, at least there is at least 41 kilns that we're of knowledge of. And it just goes to show the scale of the operation here. And it is a shame, you know, when cheaper imports of brick and other alternatives were used, this industry suffered. And you see that here, you see that at Stuartby, and it put an end to the London Brick Company. But seeing things like this, it keeps it alive. And I think Purple's very, very happy.
I am, mate. Oh, I am.
There you go.
I can't stop my eyes being on the ground here. I'm looking at everything. It's awesome. I mean, even the bricks that haven't been moulded right. There's one. Yeah. So like that. I mean, look, the brick hasn't been moulded right. It's kind of caved in on certain bits. It's a reject.
So just while Purple's packing away his drone, which to be fair was quite good, might need to get myself one of them, just going to talk to you about the actual namesake, the Blue Lagoon. So nowadays you just see it as an open stretch of water, but it was actually part of the brickworks which they flooded upon closure, and actually in it someone must have loved their rhyming, because you've got a crane, a plane and a train. So I quite like that really, but they also actually do scuba diving experiences in here. Now, the entrance, well, when you start, if you're going to go for a little paddle, the water's fairly clear. However, the further in you go, obviously the visibility does shorten. So I suppose the best way to see what's in there is get your oxygen cylinders and have a dive. Obviously, with the right professional people, don't go in there like they do, because normally, you know, this place does have a few sad stories. Unfortunately, a few people has lost their lives in this lagoon, but again, it's a great place for your walks. People come here, as you can tell, there's little burnt out bits and bobs and
Blackberries.
Oh yeah, love you. Very happy man. So you've got a few burnt out bits and stuff. So in the summer you get people come down, have their barbecues, bit of family time, and to be fair, on a nice hot day this place is quite packed, so it serves a purpose as a nature reserve, and it does it extremely well. So now we've explored the bricks, the lake, we've now come full circle, and we're about to dive in onto the old trap bed of the Worcester Curve. There's a couple of relics in here, so keep our eyes peeled and we'll find them. I don't know about you, mate, but I'm quite excited.
Yeah, I am, mate, I am. Got some stings on my legs looking at that culvert. I'm ready.
It's all part of nature really, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm the idiot for not wearing the correct attire. But this time I will follow you this time, because I don't know where I'm going.
Let's head in.
Coal and iron slag. That's awesome, that is. I bet if we bang them two together, that one with another bit of ironstone, you'd actually hear the metal sound. We get another bit.
We're not even 100 metres in and having a whale of a time.
Yeah, there's a bit of a metal sound on that. But definitely the weight of it, absolutely amazing. Ironstone. So we must still be on the ironstone shelf around here, because it reached from like Oxford way up north to Lancashire, I think it was. And the ironstone is what brought the Romans here. So yeah, Romans were only after one of two things, and that was the ironstone and the tin. And we were trading with the Romans way before they even invaded. And well, obviously they liked our material that much, they thought they'd come and try and take us. And it wasn't actually Julius Caesar who actually did the job, it was somebody else. So don't let Julius Caesar take the credit for that one. But yeah, that's awesome.
So we are nearing the end of the Worcester Curve, before we are joining on to the, well, we'll be joining in with the workmen on the east-west rail, so that is a no-go area until it opens. But I've got to say, in the future reference, it's going to be great to come around here and do a bit of train spotting. Something different from the West Coast Main Line. But I hope you have enjoyed seeing all this. I have. This is sort of a few times I've come and seen this now, and a first time for you, Purple, and I hope you've enjoyed it.
I've loved every bloody minute of it, mate. Yeah, this is right up my alley. All the little relics that you go and find, and the linear lines, like I said, when you're looking around the countryside and you see these linear lines, you're like, well, that's not man-made. And then you go find it and you find posts like these and like this, and it's... I can't ask for much more, mate. Thank you. No,
you are more than welcome. And it's been a pleasure, meeting up at Bletchley, seeing the Class 37s. That was a great start in itself. And then to carry on with this, it's made for a brilliant, brilliant day. Just want to say a massive, massive thank you to you, Purple, for meeting up.
Absolute
and I'm sure we will be doing this again at some point. We've mentioned Stuart B, so that could be something for the future. So keep an eye on that. And I will leave the links for Purple's channels, TikTok and YouTube, in the description below. So do yourself a favour and go check them out. But from me, Stephen, and from Purple, all the very best, and we'll see you next time down the line.